He pointed at him in front of everyone and said one word that changed everything. Thief. No proof, no warning, just power crushing a man who couldn't fight back. But what the billionaire didn't know, what no one in that room could imagine, was that this accusation would unlock a chain of events so dark, so irreversible, it would destroy lives on both sides of the glass tower. Stay with me, because what happens next isn't justice. It's something far more terrifying. The glass tower rose above downtown Chicago like a blade cutting the sky. 48 floors of steel, money, and silence. At the top floor sat Harlan Whitmore, billionaire real estate mogul, known for one thing above all else: control. Inside the building, everyone walked faster when Harlan was present, eyes down, voices low. On the 32nd floor, Daniel Brooks pushed a janitorial cart down a hallway lined with abstract art worth more than his yearly salary. Daniel was 34, black, quiet, married, no criminal record, and invisible to almost everyone in that building. Except today. The elevator doors opened and Harlan Whitmore stepped out, flanked by two executives. His sharp eyes locked onto Daniel instantly. "Stop," Harlan said. The hallway froze. Daniel stopped pushing the cart. "Yes, sir?" Harlan stared at Daniel's jacket pocket. Something was bulging. "What's in your pocket?" Harlan asked. Daniel hesitated. "My phone and..." "Empty it. Now." Executive shifted uncomfortably. Daniel slowly reached into his pocket and pulled out a small velvet pouch. Harlan's face changed. "That's mine," he said coldly. The hallway went silent. Harlan snatched the pouch, opening it to reveal a gold cufflink engraved with the Whitmore family crest. "This was on my desk an hour ago," Harlan said loudly. "And now it's in your pocket." Daniel's heart pounded. "Sir, I found it on the floor near the elevator. I was taking it to Lost and Found." Harlan laughed. Sharp, humiliating. "Of course you were." He turned to the executives. "This is exactly why you can't trust people like this." Daniel felt the words hit him harder than a slap. "Sir," Daniel said, voice shaking, "I didn't steal anything." "Security," Harlan snapped. Within seconds, 2 guards appeared. "Search him," Harlan ordered. Daniel's hands trembled as they patted him down. Nothing else. No wallet stuffed with cash, no stolen watch. Just a man being dismantled in public. "Call the police," Harlan said. "I want him arrested." Daniel looked around, desperate. No one met his eyes. As he was led away, Harlan leaned closer and whispered, "People like you should know better." The police station smelled like disinfectant and old coffee. Daniel sat in an interrogation room, staring at the table. Hours passed. Finally, Detective Rachel Monroe entered, file in hand. "Daniel Brooks," she said. "No priors. Solid work history. Married. 1 kid." She paused. "Why would you steal a single cufflink from a billionaire?" "I didn't," Daniel said quietly. Rachel studied him. Something didn't add up. Security footage was pulled. The hallway camera had glitched for 2 minutes. The exact window when Daniel allegedly took the cufflink. Convenient. Rachel leaned back. "You know Whitmore owns half the private security firms in this city, right?" Daniel swallowed. "So I'm screwed." "Not yet," she said. Meanwhile, at Whitmore Tower, Harlan received news that chilled him. The other cufflink, its twin, was missing too. That night, Whitmore's penthouse security alarms went off at 2:17 a.m. Every camera feed went black. When the lights came back on, Harlan stood alone in his living room. On the marble floor was a single object, the second cufflink, and written beside it in red marker, "You accused the wrong man." Harlan's breathing quickened. The next day, Daniel was released due to insufficient evidence, but his life was already damaged. His employer suspended him. Neighbors whispered. His son asked why kids at school called him a criminal. Then the news broke. Whitmore Industries stock dropped 6% after anonymous documents leaked. Financial irregularities, offshore accounts, falsified safety reports. Harlan went on TV, furious. "This is a targeted attack," he said, "by criminals." That night, another message appeared in his office. This time, it was a photo. Daniel being dragged away in handcuffs.
Talon stamped. Harlan traced the breach to an internal server, someone who knew the building. Security logs pointed to a former systems engineer fired 2 years ago after exposing safety violations. Marcus Hale. Harlan tracked him to an abandoned factory on the south side. Inside, monitors lit the darkness. Files, videos, documents. And Daniel Brooks, sitting tied to a chair, but unharmed. Marcus stepped out of the shadows. "You ruined an innocent man's life," Marcus said calmly. "Just like you ruined mine. Just like the people who died when your buildings collapsed." Harlan laughed nervously. "You think this fixes anything?" Marcus nodded toward the screen. "This goes live in 5 minutes." Harlan lunged. A gunshot echoed. Harlan fell. Not dead. Paralyzed. Marcus leaned down. "You'll live, but you'll watch." The footage went public. Whitmore Industries collapsed overnight. Arrests followed. Lawsuits flooded in. Daniel's name was cleared. Public apologies were issued. But Daniel didn't celebrate. He visited Harlan months later in a rehabilitation center. Harlan couldn't speak, couldn't move. Daniel placed the cufflink on the table. "I meant to return it," Daniel said softly, "but you never gave me the chance." He walked out. Outside, the city moved on, but the lesson remained. Power can accuse. Truth takes time. And sometimes, justice doesn't come from the law.